Hello and welcome back to the Yogi Collection. Today I'll be reviewing a Lego display case for the Speed Champion collection. This one I purchased from Wicked Brick out of the UK, and I have some pretty high expectations for this one since it's so expensive compared to the Chinese branded ones that you can get from AliExpress or from any of the other Asian wholesale providers. This isn't my first purchase from Wicked Brick. In fact, I purchased some covers for the IKEA displays so that the dust can't get into the collection. They provided some acrylic cut magnetic clear shields that cover the bookcases provided by IKEA. I had some issues with that. The magnets kept popping out, and anytime my cat would rub up against it, it would fall to the floor. But really what I want to talk about here is the construction process for getting this thing together. Unfortunately, Wicked Brick did not provide any instructions for the assembly. So I went to their website optimistic that I would find at least a PDF file that I could refer to in order to get started on this project. Unfortunately, I was left empty-handed, and I decided to go ahead and reach out to them and was hoping to get a response back from them before I completed this video, but unfortunately, they never got back to me, and when they finally did, it was 7 days later. So I ended up having to just build this thing and wing it, basically, and so it took a whole lot more time than it should, and by the time I was finished, I was pretty frustrated. I would say that it took about an hour to an hour and a half to figure out how everything is supposed to go, simply because they did not provide instructions. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I go to Amazon or I go to the other AliExpresses or Temus and I get a display case, there is always instructions. Now, you may not be able to understand the instructions, but at least they're provided to you. Here, nothing. On their website, nothing. So it was quite frustrating. And what you might hear in this video is some of my frustration coming through, simply because this is a UK company and they are charging a premium price for this product, and unfortunately they're not following through with the premium service. As far as build quality is concerned, the build quality is excellent. There's some really nice touches here, and everything seems to fit really, really well. However, none of that matters when you can't put it together. Packaging was good. Nothing arrived broken or scratched, so that was a good thing, because this stuff, again, is coming from the UK. It usually takes a lot longer than I'm used to. Typically, when you go through Temu or any of the other ones, you're looking at about a 7 to 10 day lead time by the time it lands on your doorstep. Unfortunately, with Wicked Brick, it seems like you place an order, then they actually manufacture the display stand, package it up, and ship it to you. So you could be looking at between 3 weeks and 4 weeks before it even lands on your stoop. So as you can see here, I'm pointing out the fact that I put those vertical risers in incorrectly. The ones that I'm pointing out there should be on the outside, which again, I had no idea. I was just kind of guessing. So I had to take it apart and then reassemble it properly. These little lean-to acrylic pieces are in the shape of the Wicked Brick logo, which is really cool. I like them because it tips the angle of the car to 45 degrees so that you can see it from any position. So after a lot of assembly and disassembly and trying to figure out what I did wrong, I finally got it together, but I hesitated to do the other one until I heard back from Wicked Brick. Unfortunately, like I said, I never heard back from them, so I put it together at the end of this video based on my knowledge of how I put it together. I basically reverse engineered what I saw on the website as well as what it took to get my set together. I think Wicked Brick missed an opportunity here to make these shelves wall mountable, because if you try to put these displays into a shelf that maybe is below an upper shelf, what you'll find is more times than not, the top row will be inaccessible, therefore you lose 3 cars. So these have to be on the top shelf or hung from a wall if that was an option. The second assembly took me about 15 to 20 minutes. And once it was put together, I have them here laid out together so you can see how long they are. If you were trying to put them in a row, you're going to have to accommodate for the space that's required for it. This Lamborghini Urus is almost too big to fit in their display. They cut out a slit on the base plate so that the tire can sit into that groove and hold it in place. This also keeps it from rolling around. But this is a pretty sizable model and it barely fit. Here you can see I put the top stand upside down, so I had to take it apart at the top. Not a big deal, but something I wanted to point out. This would have been addressed if I had instructions. In fact, I didn't even know what these two little nubbins were for until I again went back to their website and saw a picture. For me, the whole purpose of a display is to cover it and prevent it from getting dust on it. Unfortunately, this display stand is not designed for that, so you'll be using this vacuum cleaner quite often. If you need a vacuum cleaner, by the way, I'll put a link in the affiliate section below. Don't bother buying the $50, $60 promos that you see in your Instagram feed or Facebook feed. Those Brick vacuum cleaners are overpriced. Much like this Wicked Brick display, those vacuums that they promote are overpriced, and you can typically get them at a more reasonable price from Amazon. All in all, I'm quite happy with the display stand, but unfortunately what I'm not happy about is 1, the lack of instructions, and 2, the lack of post-sale support. If you submit a ticket to a company that produces a product and you need help with it, 7 days is way too long to reply back to your customers, and that's a major strike. I can go on Amazon and find very similar products at a much cheaper price and be treated way better than the way I feel like I was treated from Wicked Brick. If you've had a much better relationship with them, great. Let me know about it in the comments below. But as someone who lives in the United States, it's just not worth the hassle to have to place an order with them and then wait 4 to 6 weeks to get something that I can easily get for a much cheaper price within a reasonable quality from Amazon, Temu, or AliExpress. Some positives would be the nice touches with the Wicked Brick shaped lean-tos, as well as some of the edgings that they put along the base plates where they put a slight little groove into it. It's a nice touch, not really necessary. The acrylic is slightly thicker than what you would probably find in a made in China version. However, is it worth $30 to $40 more of your money for something like that? It's your call, but for me, it certainly is not. So, in conclusion, would I recommend Wicked Brick to anybody in the United States? Absolutely not. I can recommend them to go to any of the suppliers that I mentioned earlier, from Amazon to Temu, and they can get a moderate quality built product for a much cheaper price and get it within 7 to 10 days with zero hassle. I'm also starting to get spammed by American manufacturers, so I'll be looking into those, and I'm going to see if I can get a few of those on my channel so I can let you know what I think about these. So in summary, Wicked Brick is a good product. Unfortunately, the level of service and the overall experience is lacking. Thanks for watching the Yogi Collection. We'll see you next time.